And with that, I'd be happy to take your questions. Tara.
Hi, thanks for doing this. Just wanted to play catch up on a few things from last week. On the spy balloon remnants, what remnants of the actual payload was the Navy able to collect? And can you tell us anything about what you've discovered at this point? And I have a couple others.
Sure. So in terms of the balloon, as you probably saw last week, we did conclude our search operations in all of the locations that we were the lead on, and including in South Carolina. In terms of what we recovered and what that looks like and when we'll be reading that out, I would actually refer you to the FBI for right now for further updates. I just don't have any at this time.
But was part of the payload, the sensor package that everyone was so concerned about, was that scooped up off the ocean floor?
The majority of the balloon, including the payload, was recovered.
Okay.
Hey, yes, nice to see you.
Thank you. The president said that it was the assumption of the intelligence community that the objects that were shot down were most likely commercial or civilian balloons. Is that the current thinking of the Pentagon, the opinion of the Pentagon, and that these balloons weren't foreign spy tech or UFOs? That's my first question.
These were not UFOs. We are tracking them as objects, and I know that there have been characteristics of one of them that appears to be like a balloon, but these were commercial, we believe. So what the president said is certainly our assessment there. We do not believe these to be any type of foreign entity, as you mentioned, in terms of a UFO. And we, as you know, have not been able to recover all the debris from when these were shot down. So we just don't have much more information at this time. Oren.
An online publication called Dragon Lady Today, I believe, published a photo of a U-2 flying above a balloon. Can you confirm that the photo is authentic, and will you be releasing it?
Yes, I saw that report. I can confirm the photo's authenticity, and we are planning to release it, and hopefully you'll be getting something in your inbox soon.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, Tony Bertuca, Inside Defense.
Hey, yeah.
There seems to be a gap between sort of low-tech systems like the balloons and these objects and the very exquisite, very expensive, very manned systems that we're using to take them down. Is the Pentagon wrestling with this gap at all? Is there a different way to get at this security problem? Do we always have to fire a Sidewinder? Do we have to look with the U-2? It seems like there's a big space in between a balloon and what we send to go look at it.
Well, I think that, again, this was a balloon, a Chinese spy balloon, that we didn't know its capabilities. We didn't exactly know what could happen if we did shoot it down. So it was the assessment of the Northcom commander, the recommendation of the secretary and the chairman to take it down with a Sidewinder missile.
Are there any discussions about how to calibrate this response in the future, about if it's a balloon, if it's an object that could be a commercial object?
Well, you saw, I think just last week, the White House announced an interagency task force that is going to be pulling together to look at different incidences and how to better assess what actions should be taken. I don't have more at this time to read out from that. That task force was just announced. But when we do, I mean, that's what we're trying to do for the future. We're trying to improve not only how we respond to certain incidences, but to ensure that there's no civilian casualties or damage or anything like that.
The quickest of follow-ups, is there a chance we might see a cost for what this was, the cost of flight hours, the cost of the Sidewinders, the cost of what it took to try to mitigate this problem?
I believe we have the cost of some of those aspects, and I'd be happy to follow up with you on that.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yes. Peter.
Hey, thanks very much.
Yeah.
What was the last official contact between
I'm
the
sorry,
Pentagon?
can you just speak up a little bit?
Sure. What was the last official contact between China and the Pentagon? And at what level?
I believe, I'd have to take that question. I don't remember off the top of my head when the last official contact was, so I'll get back to you on that. Yeah. Great. Jim.
After the balloon, the secretary tried to get in touch with his Chinese counterpart, and they didn't pick up. Has he tried since then? Is he planning to do it anytime in the near future?
Not that I'm aware of. We welcome open lines of communications. We would continue to, again, as you mentioned, the secretary did reach out to his counterpart, but we did not hear anything back. But we welcome open lines of communication. Yeah, Travis, and I'll come back.
Thanks. I just had another question about the three objects.
Sure.
We've heard about some of the assets and units that were involved in trying to recover those.
Yeah.
We've heard about the FBI. I'm wondering about AARO, the Pentagon's UAP office.
Yeah.
Can you say how and if it was involved in any of these efforts to recover those objects? It was my understanding in the legislation there was supposed to be a team that would go out to sites and do that type of work.
In terms of the teams that went out to sites, in terms of the recovery, I mean, each one was a bit different, and each, I think, location had a different lead. So I would have to take that and get back to you. I don't know off the top of my head.